Bichara Supply Chain, highlighting and showcasing solutions for the most complex challenges facing the industry in 21st century by our team of subject matter experts and mentors. Broadcasting every week, all year round, we will present the most up-to-date series of podcasts and webinars.
Hello and welcome to another episode Bichara Supply Chain, the podcast. This is Nur Hadi, your host, and we have now Cathy, Morrow, Roberson, a founder and president Logistic Trends and Insights LLC. This is a global logistic market research company that provides industry updates and analysis, reports, white papers, and consulting. And they are based in Atlanta, US. Thank you so much, Cathy, and welcome to Bichara Supply Chain.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So before we get in, can you please introduce yourself, your career, your professional background?
Sure, be glad to. So, again, my name is Cathy Morrow Roberson. I run and manage a market research company, Logistics Trends and Insights. We do research, all kind of research on the supply chain market. I've been in this field for almost 20 years now, having started with UPS. I was part of their team that built UPS Supply Chain Solutions. From there, I spent about 11 years with them, and then I moved into the consulting world. Spent about 5 years with a UK-based consulting firm, and then I decided to go out on my own. So I've been doing my business for about 4.5 years now.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Okay, so, Cathy, the situation of global logistics seems to be very much challenging now because you see there are many external factors like political situation, global trade regulation, etc. So how do you see a current trends of global logistics and the prediction for next 5 up to 10 years from now?
You're exactly right. There's a lot of challenges in the global logistics market. And I really expect I think the challenges are going to continue for the next 5 to 10 years, and probably even more so. Supply chains have become, like you said, they're more global, they're complicated in of themselves. So when you have these barriers, such as political, tariffs, and so on, it just makes it that much more complicated. And I think it's going to continue. Exactly.
Okay. So then what the most key challenge exactly in the global logistics, and very important as well, is how we can address them?
So again, the challenges are this complexity. And the complexity, definitely. And it's going to require a lot more visibility into one supply chain. And we've been very fortunate within our supply chain community with all this technology that's being introduced, such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, machine learning, and so on and so forth. And I think it's going to take these technologies to help overcome these challenges, and particularly improve the visibility from point A all the way to point B, because a lot of these shippers don't know all of their suppliers. They may know their tier 1 suppliers, but not necessarily their tier 2, tier 3, and so on and so forth. So they need to know that in order to address the increasing risk in their supply chains.
So you have mentioned about the technology. So this is a part of very critical point to address the challenge in global logistics, isn't it?
Yes, I agree totally.
Okay. Then, now, in the recent situation, like a global world is fighting with the coronavirus, where it may impacts as well to the global supply. So what is your opinion about the recent issue we have now.
It is a scary situation, isn't it? I mean, I each day I wake up and there's more people being infected with this virus, and borders closing, airlines not being allowed in or out of the infected areas and so on. So it is having a major impact on supply chains. China is still the world's major manufacturing location, and this is going to disrupt global supply chains. And in fact, it could throw the entire world into a global recession. So I think we have to be careful. Again, as we were talking about previously, visibility into your supply chain is so important. And not only that, but having a supply chain risk plan in place. So when a situation like this occurs, you have another alternative for a manufacturing location or a supplier location. But it is spreading around the world, and this virus is, and we do need to be aware of the risk, from a personal perspective as well as from a business perspective. And we've got to be prepared.
Awesome. So then, how to transfer this challenge of global logistics to be opportunities?
Okay, I think once again, technology is the supply chain's friend.
Supply chain friend.
Exactly. So with this technology comes data, and data is going to be extremely useful in terms of analyzing the current situation, the past situation, and using this to predict the future needs, and to be prepared. We want the supply chain to be proactive, not reactive. And it's going to take strong data analytics to get there. And with that is going to be technology such as artificial intelligence, which is being implemented more and more into supply chains to do that predictive analytics. That is so important. And that way the supply chain will and should run seamlessly, and you will have that transparency, again, from point A all the way to point B.
Yeah, awesome. So thank you so much, Cathy, for today podcast. So let's do a recap for how to discuss it today. So based on your explanation, I think there are a couple things that we need to look out when we're talking about the global logistics. Number one is the feasibility. Second is we need to have proactive supply chain, not reactive supply chain. These are the key things that I note on today's podcast. Okay, perfect. So thank you so much, Cathy, for today's podcast. See you next time.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.
At Bichara Supply Chain, we are committed to driving global perspective to embrace technological adaptation in improving process efficiencies. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Bichara Supply Chain. And stay tuned for the latest updates. To learn more, visit our website www.bicharasupplychain.com. Thank you for listening to us. We look forward to seeing you at our next episode.